Good evening or good morning, depending on where you are reading this. Before anything else, we need to pause. The story you just read is powerful, emotional, and deeply personal. It speaks of private conversations, secret meetings, and intimate psychological revelations involving Roker and Savannah Guthrie. But there is a critical distinction we must make. There is no verified public evidence that such a 45-minute off-the-record meeting occurred. No official statement, no on-record confirmation. When stories rely on unnamed sources describing private emotional confessions, especially during an ongoing crisis, they must be handled with extreme care. The emotional weight may feel real, but without confirmation, it remains unverified narrative. And when real families are facing uncertainty, speculation, no matter how heartfelt, can unintentionally add pressure, distortion, and pain. Why authority makes stories feel true. When a story includes someone like Roker, who has spent decades on national television and built a reputation for warmth and credibility, it automatically feels believable. His longevity at NBC, his presence on The Today Show, and his long professional relationship with Savannah create a foundation of trust. It's easy to imagine him speaking protectively about a colleague he has known for years, but credibility by association is not the same as confirmed truth. When powerful emotional claims are attributed to respected figures without public documentation, readers can mistake narrative depth for fact. That's why responsible discussion requires clarity. Unless Roker has made these statements publicly and on record, we cannot treat them as verified reality. The human urge to explain pain. When a public figure faces a crisis, especially something as serious as a disappearance, people instinctively search for meaning. We analyze posture, tone, facial expressions. We look for hidden layers beneath calm statements. It's natural. We want to understand how someone is holding themselves together. But turning composure into psychological diagnosis can cross a line. Savannah's measured delivery in public videos may reflect professional training, legal guidance, or personal coping style. It does not automatically confirm a lifetime of conditional love or invisible performance standards. Without direct confirmation from her, assigning that narrative risks projecting complexity onto moments that may already be overwhelming enough. The difference between interpretation and fact. The original story presents specific childhood anecdotes, family dynamics, and emotional patterns as if they are documented truths. But unless Savannah herself has shared those details publicly, they remain interpretations at best, and fiction at worst. That doesn't make the emotional themes impossible. Many high-achieving professionals grow up with strong, disciplined parents. Many children internalize expectations deeply. But there is a major difference between discussing general human patterns and claiming specific private events occurred. When details like report cards, graduation speeches, and personal phone calls are presented without verifiable sourcing, the responsible approach is skepticism, not amplification. Public strength does not equal private suppression. It is important to separate what we see from what we assume. Savannah Guthrie has built a career delivering news calmly under intense pressure. That skill does not disappear when the story becomes personal. Professional composure is often learned behavior, not emotional denial. People respond to trauma in different ways. Some cry publicly, others compartmentalize and function. Neither approach proves deeper strength or deeper repression. Observing steadiness on camera does not give outsiders access to private emotional landscapes. Assuming lifelong psychological struggle based solely on tone and posture can oversimplify a very complex human response. The risk of turning crisis into character study. When a family is dealing with uncertainty, especially involving serious allegations or safety concerns, the priority should remain factual updates and support, not dramatic psychological storytelling. Turning the situation into a sweeping narrative about earned love, invisible yardsticks, or generational steel may feel profound, but it shifts focus away from what matters most: safety and truth. It can also create unnecessary public scrutiny around deeply personal family relationships. Real people deserve space during crisis. They deserve accuracy over interpretation, and they deserve compassion that doesn't rely on unverified backstory. Why responsible sharing matters. In today's digital world, emotionally compelling stories travel fast. DMs, screenshots, anonymous sources, and trusted insiders can make speculation look authoritative. But repeating unverified private conversations can unintentionally contribute to misinformation. It can also affect public perception of ongoing investigations. The more dramatic the psychological angle, the more it spreads. That is precisely why slowing down matters. If Al Roker or Savannah Guthrie choose to speak publicly about their relationship, their upbringing, or their emotional process, those words can be evaluated responsibly. Until then, caution is not skepticism, it is respect. Compassion without assumption. You can feel empathy for Savannah without believing unconfirmed accounts. You can hope for her family's well-being without analyzing childhood report cards. You can admire composure without interpreting it as torment. Real compassion does not require narrative embellishment. It simply requires recognizing that behind the anchor desk is a daughter, a mother, and a human being experiencing stress under a spotlight. That truth alone is powerful enough. What we actually know, what we can responsibly acknowledge, is straightforward. Savannah Guthrie is a longtime public figure who has handled many high-pressure moments with professionalism. If her family is navigating difficulty, it is understandable that emotions would run deep. But beyond publicly confirmed statements, the intimate psychological explanations described in the original story remain unverified. That distinction protects everyone involved, from journalists to family members to readers seeking clarity. A more grounded perspective. Instead of asking whether Savannah is chasing lifelong approval or performing inherited strength, perhaps the healthier question is simpler. How can we support truth over speculation? High-profile families do not become public property during crisis. Their private emotional histories are not ours to narrate without confirmation. If and when Savannah chooses to speak about her upbringing or personal struggles, those words will carry authenticity. Until then, restraint honors both journalism and humanity. Holding space the right way. There is room for empathy. There is room for hope. There is room for thoughtful discussion about how upbringing shapes resilience in general. But there is not room for presenting unverified private conversations as confirmed reality. The most respectful response right now is patience. Let verified updates guide understanding. Let compassion guide tone. And remember that sometimes the strongest thing we can do is resist the urge to fill silence with dramatic explanations. Behind every public figure is a private life that deserves dignity, especially when the cameras are still rolling.